was thoroughly entertaining from Harry Kane. What he did start off by talking about, though, was Jordan Henderson. He says he's absolutely fine, but he did fall over the advertising hoardings. That's what we think has happened, and it looked like he was getting some oxygen as he was being stretchered off the pitch. So we'll get an update on that. Harry Kane was saying he isn't too concerned at the moment about that injury, but obviously Harry Kane in the middle of absolute delight after that victory for England. We talked about how difficult it would have been for them, having gone down to 10 men in that game when Jarell Quansah was sent off and correctly sent off.
Yeah, he got sent off for serious foul play, didn't he? I think he was unlucky because he actually got the ball, but it was the follow-through as well, so it was a little bit unlucky. Wayne's exactly right. It could have been something that cost him, but in the end, it didn't.
I just think now the FIFA have set a precedent in terms of the Bellingham situation, and he gets a suspended, 1 year suspended sentence, if you like, on his red card. So now, what's the reason that the Quansah shouldn't get that?
Well, the argument would be that Ballaghan's was a debatable red card, and it wasn't rescinded. You're right.
Yeah, they haven't taken the red cards away, so they're saying he's guilty of an offence, but it's now that's the question everyone's going to be asking if a player gets sent off.
In terms of the penalty that England were awarded, any question at all about this decision? Was it about as clear-cut a penalty as you could imagine?
Long punt upfield. Don't even think Kane gets the knockdown, to be honest. Gordon's just so sharp. It's that little backward step from the goalkeeper, and he knows as soon as you go down rolling around pretending you're injured, you know you're in trouble. It's a tiny little back step, but it's Gordon who was excellent all night defensively and offensively. Look at that desire. He knows all he's got to do is get that little flick, beats him to the ball. Massive moment, especially as they just had that sucker punch of getting the red card. And look at this guy. Look at this guy. Massive moment. You do not say them. He's gone ridiculously early, flown at it. Brilliant penalty. What a leader. What a hero.
What a guy. 6 goals now?
Yeah.
6 goals, in one off the lead in the race for the Golden Boots. 3 players atop of that leaderboard. But Harry Kane will be chasing down Erling Haaland, Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe. As we said beforehand, it's going to be some race.
I think it's Mbappe and Kane. I believe that's the final, France v England. And yeah, hopefully Harry can take the Golden Boot and lead us to glory. So yeah, it will be fascinating.
So it's 3-2 at this stage, and then Thomas Tuchel makes substitutions that at the time when you were thinking was maybe a bit early to start protecting that lead.
I thought a little bit early to drop in and concede we're not going to have the ball at all. And I think Mexico, as good as we defended, Mexico played into our hands here in terms of just putting balls in the box. And
I mean, that tells you what England were doing from 70 minutes onwards.
That's called the avocado defence.
No, but we defended the box brilliantly, but I think Mexico played into our hands in putting balls in the box and allowing us to head it out or Pickford to come and punch and take the pressure off his teammates. But I think if Mexico played a little bit more around the box and made it more difficult that way and made us try and get to the ball, it would have maybe more difficult, and they lost patience, but we defended excellently.
Is that with the crowd weighing getting on them? They looked like they lost all sense of what was going on, and like you say, played completely into England. If England could have set up a game plan against them once they made those changes, that's exactly what they would have wanted.
Yeah.
But the subs made a difference, didn't they?
Yeah.
I thought Byrne was outstanding. John Stones, the composure he showed as well. Even Spence in them one-on-one situations. I probably agree with you in terms that it felt like it was a little bit early, but in the end, it worked.
Yep.
And you can tell that chemistry with the team, no matter who plays, they're going to do a job for the team.
Mick, sorry, just a quick note on Jed Spence, obviously. He took a lot of heat from the last game. Was he injured? Was he not injured? That was an incredible effort, what he put in for his team. There.
Yeah, I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because today's game was a little bit different to what we've seen, certainly in the grouping against DR Congo, and what Tuchel wanted him to do in terms of get up and down, and you see him on the sideline shouting him to go. It wasn't that sort of game today. It was come on, keep your composure and deal with the wide areas, and he did that fantastically
Big character,
well today.
Though. I'm really pleased for him.
But even at the end here, the last 20 minutes, when what we've said with the three of us have pointed this out in the England games is when we open up defensively and we're run out of position and we're not covering the space, we look easy to play against. But even this shows with 10 men, when you're compact, even if you're deep, it's so difficult for the opposition to break you down. So I think moving forward with 11 players, we need to just get that balance right. But I'm going a bit negative here, but the performance, we have to keep that and take it into the next few games because we will need that.
You said before the game, communication. We did the analysis before. They communicated a lot better today, and they needed to. It felt like a big occasion, and they rose to it.
How proud are you of your country for getting to this point?
Thank you, Jude, for mentioning it like that, because I am very, very proud of this national team. You know, they fight till the end. We knew it was going to be hard. We spoke about this altitude and all these things that they don't play. They don't play a match. Their best players show up, you know, and then we make some mistakes that we shouldn't be doing it. And in these stages, against these teams, they punish you very, very bad. So, but I feel so proud of the people, the stadium, this iconic stadium. We had it again in a World Cup. That was amazing. It's so sad when you lose, but there's a lot of good players that they may have another chance in the next World Cup.
This is easily the best atmosphere I've ever been to in a football match, and you should be so proud of your support here. It's unbelievable. I have to say, we've been here with most of the England fans has been. Their support has been incredible as well. To travel here and to get tickets, well, they supported their team, and boy, did they get rewarded. We talked about before the game, big players needs to step up. It's a great thing that he was playing Saka, because Saka will challenge, and Saka was the first player to actually challenge. That created the first goal. Yes. And in that was Bellingham and Harry Kane. Those two players today, I mean, without them, I mean, they were unbelievable. And then I have to mention Jordan Pickford. There's been so many question marks about Jordan Pickford over the years. Is he good enough to be an England goalkeeper? Can they win the World Cup with Jordan Pickford in goal? Well, today he answered all those questions. 3 massive saves, and that changed the course of the game. So congratulations to you. Well done, Jules. You know,
I did nothing.
No,
I
you
sat
have.
here and celebrated.
No, you support. You support.
Every minute of it.
What do you mean you did
have
nothing?
cameras then.
You've been screaming for 2 hours.
With what England were up against today, though, Javier, down to 10 men in this environment, with everything that England had to face, will this be one of the toughest tests England will have at this World Cup?
I mean, yes and no. Yes, because it was the match that they played today, but they're going against Norway, and then from now on, every team that you're going to face is going to be harder and harder, because they want the same as you. You know, they want to win, they want to get far.
And of course, I mean, they're going to Miami. We were there the day before yesterday. Miami is a hard place to play with the humidity, the heat, but that's going to be the same for Norway. So it's going to be the same. They won't be able to do what they did physically and mentally today. I think that's going to... Hey, I can't wait for that game. That's an unbelievable matchup. Can you imagine Haaland up against players he's playing against every week? Oh my God, it's going to be great.
It's going to be fun. The Mexico fans, the Mexico supporters have been an absolute highlight of this World Cup. It's going to be so sad to see them go, Rebecca, and it has been an absolute privilege to be in here in this stadium tonight.
Well, Thomas, I almost don't know where to start. What a match, but you must be one incredibly proud manager tonight.
Yeah, because if a team has heart and if a team has belief, then it's this team. They did it on pure will, yeah, no words. I mean, that's iconic match, an iconic stadium, and we overcome so much adversity today. Full credit, very proud.
Is that almost what impresses you most, in that intense atmosphere, that hostility, that blow after blow, England kept coming back?
Yeah, I didn't feel it hostile. I found it more like cheering and emotional, but not really hostile. But of course, like, I mean, you were close to the bench now when the national anthem was unbelievable, and when they had chances and they scored their goal. We were aware of that, but we just refused to give in. We refused to give in on a level that is absolutely admirable.
What did you make of some of the refereeing decisions?
It's just not good enough. Referees are just not good enough. Force officials are just not good enough. That's the bottom line. VAR today, I think did I see that right? That 3 people at the VAR from South America in a match like this. I think so. I saw this before the match. I might be, but if this is what I saw, if this is correct, it's just VAR overturns. Is this a clear and obvious error for the mistake? For the penalty, for sure not. Like, VAR gets involved. He didn't even give the foul. He didn't even overturn a yellow into a red. They overturn a situation where he doesn't even give a foul. No, referee is not good enough. Force officials are not good enough.
Focusing on the positives, I'm sure you want to call out most of the players on the pitch. Harry and Jude will get the headlines. But word on the performance of Anthony Gordon as well.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant today, and everyone. I mean, the guys from the bench, just amazing again. But yeah, it's not worth it to mention individual names. Like everyone is exhausted, and everyone knows that they won a crazy match of football in a crazy atmosphere, and we were up against all odds. And even during the match, in the end it was 11 minutes, and he gives another 2 corners to make it 12 minutes. So no, everything went against us, and we just refused to give in.
Is this more of the England that you've promised us that we see now?
No, because I think we can play much better, and there's a lot we can do better. But it's like there's still a disconnect from us, from the best version of us that I see, to what we actually put on the pitch in terms of football performance, in terms of ball possession, finding spaces. There's still a disconnect, but there's no disconnect in committing and doing what is needed to overcome anything that is thrown to this team. I think it's a team that everyone can be really proud of.
And just quickly, how's Jordan Henderson?
Oh, not good, not good. I mean, this is the next thing. We have right defender now with a red card, and Jordan just fell over and injured his wrist. It looks really bad.
Okay, we wish him all the best. Thanks for your time, Thomas. Huge congratulations. What an effort from every single player on the team. What are your thoughts on what you and your teammates have just done out there?
Hard to gather it all together, really. With 10 men, defending like how we defended our box, clinical like we were in their box. Big pressure moments that maybe in years gone by. Especially me watching as a fan, as a little kid, probably England would have crumbled, and this team they stuck together until the last second. The players who came on, the players who started running themselves into the ground, putting the body between everything. That's what this team's about.
What was it like being in that atmosphere, and also then when you were seeing some of those refereeing decisions, the adversity that England were having to come up against? Yeah,
the atmosphere was by far the best I played against in international football. I think this country, as a footballing country, is just magnificent. The reception we had coming off the plane, although it was hostile, it was just a beautiful thing to see in terms of how passionate one country can be about their team. And in terms of the refereeing decisions, it is what it is. In the World Cup, they're human as well. As easy as it is to say now, they're human. We made a lot more than they did, no worries, we got through.
Your 2 goals were inside 98 seconds, which were undoubtedly important, but was that clearance at the end of the first half as well arguably just as important?
Yeah, it could have been. Obviously at 2-1 the game was still there, especially when they scored. It felt like the stadium almost collapsed, so it was probably an important clearance, just as important as the goals. But this win is far bigger than me. It's the players who came on, like I said. It's the supporters who have come to Mexico and probably had a difficult journey, paid hard-earned money. This is a team, a whole country's performance.
What can this confidence and belief do for England going into what looks like an exciting quarter-final against Norway?
Well, it's still one game at a time. At the end of the day, it's still just around a 16 win. The quarter-final now coming up against Norway, they pose a completely different threat. Some that we know really well, obviously some world-class players in there, so we'll have to be ready. But my God, if you can't enjoy a night like this just for one night, then I don't know what it's worth.
Just one quick word on your friend Jordan Henderson. We saw him in what looked like quite a lot of distress at the end. How is he?
He's in a bit of bother, but our medical team have got everything under control. Probably not best to give too much detail when I don't really know too much going on. But yeah, everyone was there to support him, and even that was a beautiful thing to see.
Thanks, Jude. Please, you've got a voice because Harry doesn't.
Yeah, I know, I've heard.